thank you for having me today. And thank you for being here. It's around 8 p.m. in Korea, so thank you for being here. You guys are amazing. My name is Yehwan. I am an art director, designer, developer currently in Seoul, South Korea, and I focus on website, including mobile sites and micro website. And I develop the website and design the website as well. So let's get it started. I recently developed this one, which is the title is The Way We Touch Each Other in 2020. It comes from the irony that those touch devices get really famous since 10 years ago-ish, and then technology develops so fast and we can use this touch screen everywhere, and boom, we cannot touch each other in person. As if someone already know that this gonna be happen and force people to develop touch devices because you are not gonna be able to touch each other in future. Anyway, I'm interested in creating this create a website that has different information structure or interactions, or convert the way that information is displayed to the users, and trying to convert the conventional web design and templates. And I sometimes make a installation or posters and intentionally malfunctioning websites. So today I'm going to talk about 3 different points, and this will be the first one about the tools. So when I was in high school, I took architecture design class because it looked really fancy. And as far as I remember, in that class, I think I used more glues in the world before that I ever used it in my entire life. So I was really fascinated about the fact that the glue containers have all the different shapes. So for example, if it's a solid glue on the top, you can just rotate the bottom and use it. But if the glue is more dangerous or more strong, then it intentionally have that smaller mouth. So it kind of prevents users from overusing it. Or if the glue is too dangerous, then it's hard to open. You have to press it and rotate it, or you have to match a tiny little triangle on the top to open the glue. It was interesting to see how glue containers look so different depending on what glue that they are containing. And it was more interesting if you think about the website, it doesn't do the same thing. Because I see the similarity between the two. Because both are the tools. Glue container is the tool that helps users to use glue. We cannot just use glue with our fingers, so then you use glue containers to use it appropriately. And glue container kind of prevent users from overusing it, or even categorize users. For example, if it's a child, and if the glue is too dangerous, it structurally make it impossible to open for the children. But if you think about the website, it doesn't really structurally prevent user from dangerous information at all. And that was the point that I started this project called Anti-User Friendly. So the concept of user-friendliness focuses on ease of use above all else. In order to achieve this, most websites use standardized design and interface conventions that don't require users to learn how to use the new interface. Instead, users repeat the behavior they've trained to do. This automatic repetition of action causes people to lose their content awareness. In user-friendly, I construct hard-to-use devices and interfaces in order to challenge the notion of user-friendliness and bring back the content awareness. For example, I make website that is intentionally hard to use. This is a website that you have to match your forefinger on the forefinger of the screen. So here the website shows the hand with the finger, and you have to match your finger to activate the website. And when you match the fingers, it tells let me tell you my secret. So you have to learn how to use this website to activate the website. This can be another example. This is a website. You have to press 9 buttons all at once and move the mouse at the same time. So like you have only 10 fingers with 2 hands. You need someone else to help you to activate the website. Or this is a website called CCCS. I use it web cache for this website. So web cache is a piece of the website that are saved to your local browser. So then like when users enter the same website again and again, it doesn't have to like download the full website repetitively, but it already saves some part of the website. So then you can just load the website that it already have inside there. And it's a local information. So even though there's no Wi-Fi, browser can still load a local data, which is the web cache. So I felt that part is very interesting. So I started to make a website using that characteristic. So this is the website. Each X images in the website are different files with different file names. And I forced some of those files to be forced saved to the web cache, and some of them are not saved to the web cache. So when there's a Wi-Fi, you cannot see any letters, but when there's no Wi-Fi, it starts to show like hidden letters inside there. And this is the mobile version of it. Where I just inverted the desktop and just text first now. So I started to think that those like UX UI and the conventional templates doesn't really protect users from dangerous information. And I think there should be some other solution than just following this like conventional web design. And my solution, my like trial that I'm focusing these days is called disassembling and reassembling. So this is how technology has been developed so far. It has like that linear shape, and it's kind of like we are we are going up, like we are improving more and more. So like we are reaching to that part, like to the right part. Somewhere we don't know, but we are trying to create something new and trying to improve those technology. But as I told you, like I think that direction is not okay. Like it doesn't really protect users. It's not like it's just creating the same templates again and again. And I think, what if we just step back? What if instead of creating something new, but just step back and think about what we already have? And what if we just deassemble the contents that we already have and focus on those pieces? For example, we have score bar. So what if we just focus on score bar and make something interesting? This is a project called Mountain Everest Score Bar. And score bar shape, I brought it from Mountain Everest. And what if we only focus on the touch screen? I think it is really like strong, like it's emotionally really strong that we use our finger and directly interact with those browser. And I'm pretty sure there are going to be like tons of other stuff that we can develop using just focusing on those touch screen. And these are the series that I call touch posters, which is the interactive poster, but still using web browser and web platform. It's a Korean version of touch posters using Korean like typeface structure. And as I mentioned, the way we touch each other in 2020 can be one good example as well. Or what if we play with the changeable size of web screen, like browser screen? like engineers and designers tend to think that like variable screen size is like an obstacle to design the website and trying to keep the same design in different screen ratio, which like, to be honest, that doesn't really make sense. Like how can design be look the same even though we have different screen ratio? And just like, what if we think about it in a different way and play with it instead of like think it as an obstacle and trying to remove that or trying to ignore that? Or what if we actively using web camera and make something different? This is a live recording video, and I tiled those video and gave like a little time gap. So you have to move your body in order to see the typeface as. This is the original video. Or smartphone is originally a phone. So what if we just play with the microphone on the phone and create some touch poster or interactive posters? This is a project called Rainbow Behind Clouds, which I really love. What if we just play with the web maps and markers in there? And this was the stuff that I was focusing on these days, like step back and think about what we already have. And I started to like reassemble those elements, focusing on the diversity and focusing on the contents instead of just following the conventional route. So this is the like a map that I want to create in the end. Like I want to make diverse web environment instead of like creating something like new high technology. This is a website for WT Urbino Summer School. It's an archive site of student work. So it has like an approximately 10 years of history. This summer school has 10 years of history. And each student needed to submit their PDF paper as an output. So for this website, I used this huge 3D graph as directly to show the information. And the rounded part of the cylinder represent years, and the sliced parts represent student art, student PDF, and their names. And those sliced parts I use it panning and zooming, and those like interaction that we conventionally use only for web map. And this is the website for ORGD, which is Open Recent Graphic Design. It's a graphic design festival taking place in Seoul, South Korea. And it's about like archiving recent graphic designers and recent graphic design scenes. So the contents is about like recent graphic designers. I made a website that captures itself and archives itself every 3 seconds on the right side. So the website itself, like the contents contains information about recent designers, but at the same time, it captures and archives each recent space. This is a website called Digital Canon that I work, a project from NIMA Digital Art Museum in Amsterdam. And the content is about like archive of digital artists, which also contains like it has a bunch of archive of digital artists, but it also contains a backstory of those curation and the history of those like exhibition that they have done so far. So I made a website that has front side and the back side. So you can rotate the website and read the behind story, backstory of those curation. But also you can see like an archive of artists on the front side. This is the mobile version. It's a website for Typojanji 2018, I guess, 2018. Which is a typography festival taking place in Seoul as well. And in order to create this website, I actually created 252 websites, same website, 52 times and put the different responsiveness in each website. So like one website is like 100% responsive, but the other website is like 15% responsive, and the other website is not responsive at all. And I slices them, make them as a small box, and archive and collected all those like pieces and make one website, which is this website. And in certain ratio, it looks like a general website. But if you change the screen ratio, it looks like scattered because they have like different responsiveness. Each of website have different responsiveness. And this is the website called Chaser and Runner. It's more like an experimental website. And this website shows different information depending on which device you use to enter the website. For example, like if you enter this website using mobile device, you are becoming a runner. And this website shows one street view image that is the place from one street view image of the place where it's 20 kilometers away from where you are standing on to the direction that you are facing to. So it kind of shows the perspective of runner that trying to run away as far as possible. On the other hand, if you enter the same website using desktop, then you are becoming a chaser, and it shows 12 different street view image on the bottom, which is the street view image that, as you can see on the graph, it's a 12 different perspectives that are facing one marker on the center. So it shows a chaser's perspective that kind of think that the spot in the center is the place where runner is hiding their body. This is a website for Samsara Market, which is like a flea market in South Korea as well. And for this website, I created this 360-degree marketplace, virtual marketplace, and put the icons of the stuff that are sold on market. So then users can play with this website, but at the same time, click the icon and get the information about the product that they can buy on that market. Yeah. So like my focus is about like creating diverse website and not following those conventional websites. Because like those conventional website is not like protect users, and it's not protect users, and it's not like in the end diverse and not like for the people from all around the world with all the culture. So I'm trying to like create the website which have like diversity and can be like for only for global people or for all the people around the world. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Cool to see that insight, and thank you very much for being part of Talks. And we have some questions we want to address real quick. One was, as you have a really unique voice, I would say, and skill set, we were interested, like who influenced your work the most starting out, and how do you draw inspiration when you start a new project?
I think the very starting point that I realized those conventional like website and the templates can create some problem was I learned that when I was in SFPC, which is independent school in New York, which I took last year. And there we talked about like how can we use technology instead of just following the like a recent technology. And from that point, like what kind of website do we need to get the information, and what kind of website do we need to use as a tool rather than just following those like let the website just like do like whatever they want to do using the users.
I think there's a question from Miriam, which maybe connects to that question. So Miriam asks, hi, Yehwan. First, thank you very much for showing us your amazing work. And she was wondering how you feel about online culture in this perspective and how you are a part of online culture, I guess.
I think the main problem in the online culture is it's so easy to like push people to like certain category, like push people to extreme category. And that can make a problem because like they don't know like they are in that extreme like area, but they are already in those extreme area, and it kind of changes the people mind that they can do like these extreme thing, and they can kind of like do whatever they want to do, which is not true. So like it's so easy to make people blind and push people to those like edge. And I think it's very important to like let people to understand rather than just following those technology, to like know that which position they are in and trying to control those like environment around them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also, I mean, in that perspective, I guess it's also sometimes maybe hard to explain that to a client. Or, I mean, that was also another question from Christoph. He asked, how do you explain clients that they need an unusual website or an expression like this?
I personally think, to be honest, I personally think so far there are clients who want this website, and they are the one who comes to me and asks me to make a website. And I think this is really hopeful, and I think this is really positive that they are already know that they need to change the website. And so far, so there wasn't a big problem because like those who know that they need like fast and conventional website doesn't come to me from the very beginning. And yeah, so that's how I communicate with the clients, because I kind of like trying to work with them who already understand my perspective and who already like think that they need to change it.
So another question is, design or code? Which one of the two appeared first in your life? And maybe another question after that. And with which mindset do you approach a project normally?
I graduated graphic design department, and I was originally a designer. I didn't know how to code at all. So like design was my first like place that I started. But after that, I got interested on those like technology because I saw the website, and there was a client who wanted me to design the website, and turned out like the website looks the same, and it's a problem. So I started to learn code, trying to like change this environment. And there wasn't any developer who helped me to do this. So I started to learn by myself.
Yeah, I mean, that maybe affects also a little bit your design process. So there were a few people asking of how you actually approach a project and how your process work, and kind of do you approach it from a design perspective or more from a technology aspect, or both at the same time? And yeah, they wanted to know that.
I think I don't really know, because like I just mix the knowledge that I have. But my people around me told me like, you are starting from the graphic visual elements and start from the graphic design and develop it and mix the code in there and create something different.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think here we have to wrap it up because we are already facing the 3 p.m. mark quite soon. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for tuning in from Korea. And hopefully next time we can see you in real life. But yeah, it was really nice to hear you from you and your work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.